So I've been home for probably about an hour and some change. It's 10:33. That's what that clock is saying. I don't know how true that is. 10:51. So that clock is off. So when I got in, I saw the two notices to quit. I took a shower. I could hear it. The guy downstairs. I already heard whoever it is. I know the black guy was upstairs in the apartment because I saw when I was coming down him upstairs talking to somebody. So I'm assuming that's Max or whoever. I don't know. But I could tell you now, the bullshit started earlier. It started this morning with some silly ass adults and some silly ass teenagers. All right. Fine. Made it through the day, made it home. Walked in, house smells because I forgot to take the garbage out before I left. So that's got to be done. And there's a dead rat behind my stove. That's two. Now I heard the guys upstairs and now I heard the guys downstairs. And they're already starting to bullshit. I've been gone for almost 3 weeks. The first week that I left here, I left in search of peace. And now I'm back after I went to the hospital, got out of the hospital, went to go see family. And the bullshit and came back. Purposely took the last bus, as close to the last bus that I could take home, so that I would get in late, do everything I had to do, and settle in, so that I can hit the ground running for things that I need to get done for tomorrow. And already the bullshit is starting. Cars circling up and down the block. They started getting ready to start the bullshit. So, this is all I'll be using while I sleep on tonight. I'm not trying to do a 15-hour video. They're getting too caught up with that. I'm just going to have something that if stuff do go down, something will catch it. That's all. Nobody has time for all of that. I already got to weed through 240 videos over the weekend so that I can find the video of them spinning the floor. So I took that with me. I also left copies here. So when they came in and used whatever excuse to get in, they said it was a gas leak while I was gone. So that's one. So let's see, as far as the lasers and the shocking thingies that they've been using on my leg and on my foot. Let's see how that goes. Because I'm telling you now, it's not going to go well. Some people don't know, excuse me, when to quit. They don't know when to stop. You know, they let hate and anger and rage and bitterness take root in their spirit and devour them. And they allow evil to overtake them and use them use them for its own pleasure. And the sad part is they claim to be more stable-minded than I am. But if you're a stable-minded man, I didn't say woman or person, because these are men who thought of this idea to do to me. This didn't come from a female. This is a bunch of men using some type of magnetic thingy on my body. And now, I guess they call themselves slowly messing with my floor again. Because you can slowly hear the creaks. So yeah. You can slowly hear the creaks. And I think I found rat poopy in my room. Yeah. Nope, that's plastic. So we heard a little bap. And that was the second little bap I heard. And that's usually them starting to soft balloon the floor. I'm wondering. Yeah, the sound of the refrigerator sounds a little bit louder too. So that tells me they're starting to gear up again. I wanted to listen for that refrigerator. Because when I came in, notice it was quiet on the first tape, the second video. This is the third video now. And the reason why I did it in that stage is because I knew when I came in the house, it was going to take me a minute to get ready, to set up to do my shower. And then I knew I was going to have to do my shower. And then I knew after my shower, when I got ready to go to sleep. So yeah, they're doing that from Kathy's side of the wall. What used to be Kathy's apartment. And from downstairs. And from part of whatever so whatever that's joined between what's up there with Max's and that other guy's apartment, Kathy's unit, old unit, when Kathy was here, and the guy downstairs. The two other units that's between Kathy's, that where Kathy used to live and where I live, and the guy downstairs. So those are the only 3 accessible units. So normally when I hear the bubble, it just lets me know. The little clicks and stuff, it lets me know. When I hear the refrigerator like that, it lets me know they're gearing up because they know I'm home. And they need somebody to start trouble with. Now I'm gonna allow them to start trouble. Because guess what? I wanna make sure that my first night back. So today is what? It's still Cinco de Mayo. It's still Cinco de Mayo. The 5th of May. And it is 11 p.m. Approximately 11 p.m. And I'm about to get in my bed and watch a little TV. And in the meantime, I'm going to make sure that I document what happens while I am resting on this evening. And every evening after this, because people have gotten to the point where they think I'm supposed to run around and videotape every childish and inconsiderate thing that they do. I don't. But I do try to mind my business and not be aggressive towards people. There's other people who seem to have that issue where they don't know how to not be aggressive towards me. So I just want to make that perfectly clear. to an apartment that I'm paying for, that I've been paying for the last 5 months, 6 months, excuse me, December, January, February, March, April, May. Sorry, 5 months, almost six. And today is the 5th. No, I didn't send any Elliot and them any monies. I'm not gonna lie and pretend like I did. They want me out by the 31st. So, and I know what you call it, say, Michelle, you should pay, and da 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 da. Well, if he didn't want me to go, didn't want me here, he should have accepted my check, my back payment check for the month of April. He could have had me out last month. Still had me out this month, but guess what? Not really. Because if I really want to buy myself some time, well, I just got to simply explain to the judge and show them what they've done and explain to him that because of that, I ended up in the hospital. And now I need some time. And I need a full 90 days. But I'm not going to waste my time. It would be a waste of my time and my energy. Because once you get bad mojo from any place, it's time to move forward. And that's just how I am. And I explained that to my sister, and my sister took the time to explain to me how angry she was and blah, 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 blah. And all the loving and unloving things that she said all at the same time. That's why I said my family is a trip. Because while I was down there and she was busy worrying about just getting me back and clients, and I'm asking her questions, she had the opportunity right then and there. Instead of giving me information and telling me to go look up something, she had the opportunity to take me and show me personally herself. And none of my family ever does that, so I don't know what made me think that that would be any different. She said I look like her father. So, that's interesting. I only met the man probably once or twice in my life. That was it. I think twice. My mother doesn't talk about him. So I guess he must have left bad everything in her way. Because she don't talk about him. Nevertheless, I'm gonna make sure that I record whatever is gonna take place on tonight, but not in the manner of what they're thinking. I just don't like the fact that I have an apartment that's completely surrounded all the time. I never catch a break where I have like privacy, and I shouldn't have had to leave the state of Connecticut in order to get that in my own home for my own self privacy. You know. So it is what it is. And I'm not losing no sleep over it. I met some interesting people. I had a lot of fun. And I'm sure I'll do it again real soon. But in the meantime, I don't know what's gonna go down, but I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm gonna reach out to somebody else that I know who knows a realtor. And whose family and who has property up here, and they can help me with something. So we'll see. So yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna go to sleep because I already hear the cars as they've been up and down the street. You would think these grown men who egos get so easily bruised, they don't think about the stuff that they do to other people. That causes when they don't think about the fact that they bruise other people's egos. But I done hurt their little feelings, and now they want revenge, and so they figure they spend the whole time, especially the guys who live underneath. They figure they spend the whole time, and this is how you know where misery sets in. The people, and bitterness, and hatred. You know, it's bad enough. I already felt like I already knew that they were racist enough because, like the ladies was saying on the bus, she was saying because I don't speak their language. Actually, she do. She speak their language. She said because I'm not Spanish. But I feel like nobody should get so hung up and so proud of their race because all of our races have done something where we sold each other down the line. Nobody's race is perfect. You have Asians selling out Asians. You have Jamaicans selling out Jamaicans. You got blacks selling out blacks. You got whites selling out whites. Nobody is safe. Slavery is slavery, right? So what makes a person think that because they're friends with a particular group or species of people that that makes them and their race better? I guess they expected me to come home and quietly slide in like I normally do and try not to make waves, and I'm not doing that. I don't tell them how to live in the apartment, and I'm damn sure I'm not going to have a bunch of men dictating to me from their apartment how I'm going to live, eat, sleep, and breathe in my own goddamn unit that I'm paying for. Now I tell you what, they think it was a gas leak the last time. This time I'll go all the way through with the shit. For real. I'll blow this bitch up. And I'm saying it on tape. Because I give not a fuck. I'm 51 years old. I have cancer. I'm dying. My family don't give a fuck about me. And I put up with a lot of bullshit from a lot of people who are a lot fucking crazier than I ever will be. And they run around, pretend like they don't have mental problems. But anytime you stalk somebody so that you can be aggressively abusive, hurtful, attackive, in a murderous way, you chase them down, and then you have other people help to do the same, to inflict pain on them. That's a person with mental illness, honey. Not a person who calls the police. I call the police in each instance. But I was the one who was attacked. When I was raped, I called the police. Nothing was done. When I was abused, called the police. Nothing was done. Now I'm being almost the same, only in a different format. Their physical is using equipment that can penetrate solid barrier and hit the inside of my body. Yeah. So, who's mentally ill? Because the cops that come out here and make jokes about this, that's mental illness and abuse. And I want people to know about this. And this is why I said tomorrow I start my podcast. I got everything I need. The only thing I left for me to get is an audio, and all I gotta do is download the file. And I go ahead and start my podcast. My book is done. I just gotta break it down to chapters. Other than that, it's done. I'm doing live artwork for it. The hard cover book, or soft shell, whatever you want to call it. But I said I wasn't going to let anybody, no matter who it was, and whatever it is that they call themselves doing to me, I wasn't going to let anybody else do anything else to me in 2023, and I meant that. Not another man abused me in any way, shape, or form. And they've had their fill. And they keep going. And people keep allowing them to. I'm not running from them. Give a fuck who they are. I don't care how many people they know. I'm not panicked. I'm not worried. I took a vacation to go see my sister because I needed some advice. And I got the answers that I knew I was going to get before I even got there. But I wanted some reassurance. So, like I said, they starting the bullshit already. So, I'm going to put this here. Because I want to make sure it catches the series of clicks that takes place. Because sometimes it's so subtle, you don't hear them. But if it's in the right place, at the right time, you will hear the series of them. So I got a few of them. And I'm just going to put them in different spots. Because that's where they need to be. So whenever it happens, it'll pick up. So you see how they're picking up with their car sounds outside? That's the shit I was talking about. That's how you know. The kids that followed me one today, that's what I did when I went in the bathroom. I'm not stupid. And I want a judge to ask themselves, why is it that a series of weird events always seem to surround my life? It's not surrounding their lives, it's surrounding mine. Weird shit. The weird stuff that people do to me. Like, why would you send a bunch of teenage girls in the bathroom to see where an older woman is? Why would you do that? Why would you give teenagers information so that they can go out and attack and do stuff to people who they think is defenseless? Why would you do that? Why would you corrupt them like that? Why would you poison their minds and their bodies like that? giving them stuff to get them high or drunk so that you can get them to do their bidding. I never influenced my daughter's friends in that way. I always taught them to do what was right. My daughter too. Because I grew up old school. You don't do stuff that unless you're willing to pay the consequences for it. Don't do stuff and think that don't want nobody know the difference. And these are grown men. Grown men who followed me literally state to state, area to area, place to place. These are grown men who followed me to the Mohegan Sun with a suitcase with this equipment in it so that they can try to come for me. They followed me across state lines recently. Not them personally, but people that they had and found out where I was at so that they could do the. I mean, it's crazy. And I always see the wheelchair guy that I did the video and took the picture of. I saw him the last time I had an issue with St. Vincent's. I saw him the last time I had the issue with 133 with Sheena. So with Sheena Wilson, Rosemary Bryant, and Tangela Mitchell. And now with these people. And he's always in a wheelchair. His legs are always wrapped. His head is always nappy. He always have way too many bags with him. He always smells pissy. And I don't know what makes them think that I don't know when you send in garbage after me. Like, I'm so stupid I would know. I knew every person that I encountered, friend or foe. Weird feelings I would get. So if I'm getting a weird vibe from you, you're foe. If I'm not getting a vibe from you at all, and it's just all plain and clear, you're a friend. It's the only way that I can explain it. So notice the music is still going, right? And they think, okay, so it's the weekend. It's Friday night. It's usually party night for everybody anyway. But nevertheless, here's the thing. Here's my deal. And this is all I'm simply saying. Instead of people moving on, moving forward, and living their lives, they be so busy trying to get caught up and doing stuff to get back at other people. And then when they mess themselves up in the process, it's everybody else's fault. So I got motion next door to me that's coming out of Kathy's old unit. So that tells me that Dean is afoot. Yeah, Dean and whoever else is afoot. Because at first I didn't think he was. And that's why I explained to the doctor. I said, I think he used to be either an engineer or something. He owns this apartment building. He went out and bought it got his money together and bought it, usually you either come out and get some money or somebody gives it to you. It's either in your family or you put your own hustle on. And I think he was an engineer. His parents probably taught him how to save money and helped him do a good job in teaching him how to save money and invest. And he probably did that. And somebody said, having your own building is owning property, real estate. Donald Trump move, real estate, right? More than likely. He went out and got this property. And usually when people go out and they get stuff, they went out and got this property. It started off as a house. 2-bedroom house, I think, or 3-bedroom. And then he was managed to make all of these units out of this, what was a tiny home, basically. And I think sometimes people they go too far when they become owners of stuff, because they forget that you own it. You're renting it to somebody else that you don't know. But you got to give them an opportunity before you start attacking them after they've moved in. Because you didn't want them there as a tenant in the first place, because somebody else didn't want them there. Now, I had to deal with the white guy. Then I had to deal with the black and the Jamaican guy. Now I'm dealing with a white and a Latino. These are property managers and owners I'm talking about. The first one was just St. V's, because it was a house. When it became an apartment and a unit, then it was some white guys. And then an old white guy and a young white guy. It became an old white woman, older white woman who sold to another woman. I'm giving you the wink. That's what that is. So basically, most of the properties that I've lived in have been owned by people who were interested in the same type of people that they wanted to date. Same sex, basically. Which I found that really weird. Because the property owner, property manager for 131, he was gay. And the person who owned the building was gay and lesbian. Then when I moved to Boston Ave, property manager and the owner, same. know. These days, I don't know. But I know that the community that I'm having an issue with are among the LGBTQ communities. And they are mean people. Gays and lesbians don't like to admit that they're mean as fuck. And that they do nasty, uncalled for shit to other people. They don't like to admit it. But it's the truth, because they do. They do nasty, mean shit to people that they shouldn't do. But then you got some who can be very, very sweet and endearing. Now here's the problem that I'm having. Because like I said, I haven't been home in weeks. Now all I did was come home to an apartment in a room that I barely get to sleep in and fucking enjoy. Because I have to deal with psychotic ass people. Now, supposedly it's quiet right now. We're gonna see how long that's gonna last, okay? Because they already started with the beaming of shit. I guess he thought that I didn't realize that they were doing it. I realized it. I know they're doing it. I know they're using whatever it is that they were using to try to shock my legs before. Because I could feel it. I felt it. And I guess they think I don't feel it when they do it. Yeah, I do feel it. Now he knows I feel it. And that's why he does it. And I'm going to let him keep doing it. Because the more they fuck it up, guess what? Now, the same way my boss had to make payments because my injuries weren't completely, totally sustained from, and that's why he's still making payments, because he was at fault. So if Damon Elliott won't make payments and they can afford to take care of me the rest of their life, I'm good with it. I said I wanted 2 sugar daddies, so it look like I'm gonna get them. Now, unless he plan on killing me in my sleep, other than that, but I tell you what, we have any instances? We have any more instances before I leave here? And I'll have a reason to do prison time. I will. I have a huge reason to do prison time. Because I'm tired of coming home to insanity and what's supposed to be peaceful and serene. And it turns out that I'm dealing with a bunch of fucking psychotic ass sick people who are all fucking control freaks and got people riding up and down the street late at night, early in the morning, all day long, wherever I go, to try to be intimidating because they think, because I say I don't like crowds, that gives them a reason to continue to do the stuff that they do. Now, he fucking with my right knee already. He messing with my right leg already. I haven't even been home, not even 24 hours. the dude downstairs, Renee, and the guy downstairs already started with trying to laser my right leg. And you know who I'm going to make pay for that? Dean and Elliot. That's who's going to pay for that. So they can laser as much as they want, because Dean and Elliot were made aware of the situation. The Norwalk Police Department was made aware of the situation. They were all made aware of the situation. So that's why I told, just like I told the people at the hospital, my lawyer's gonna have a field day kicking y'all asses. And just know that. He gonna have a field day. He gonna have a blast kicking their ass. I'm telling you now. I didn't come home to talk shit. I came home because the doctors said the same thing I was saying. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm glad my thing picked that up. So, just heard that same click in the living room. I told you they setting it up already. They already started stinging my legs. So they set it up in one place. They set it up in one place and they already started bubbling my floor because I can feel the bubbling. I'm gonna turn my light on so that you can see. They already started bubbling the floor. Because you can feel the difference in the floor. And you can see the, so that's what I was feeling. Because that wasn't there before. Now before I left, I did a thing where I showed, and that's why I did what I did when I came home. Because I knew they had already started bubbling the floor. Remember the last time I did that? You see that? This is how you know that they've been doing it the whole entire time. Because look, that's not going anywhere. I'm going to show you that this was all them. I'll prove this right now. Because I'm going to start over.